What if your daily life was powered by artificial intelligence, quantum computing, and even tiny brain chips? It sounds like something straight out of a science fiction movie, doesn't it? Well, consider this. It's not fiction anymore, it's science. The year is 2025, and we are living in a truly remarkable time of innovation. Technology is advancing at a breathtaking speed, changing everything about how we live, work, and connect with each other. The purpose of our exploration today is to look closely at 5 of the biggest, most impactful technology trends that are defining this very year. First up, let's talk about something you've probably heard a lot about: generative AI. Now, what in the world is that? Think of it this way. Traditional computer programs follow instructions. It doesn't just follow instructions, it creates something new. It can write poems, compose music, generate realistic images from a simple text description, and even write computer code. So, what can these new AI friends, often called AI agents, do for us in our daily lives? This AI agent could manage your calendar, book your appointments, and even anticipate your needs. For example, it could notice you have a meeting across town, automatically check the traffic, and then book you a rideshare to make sure you arrive on time. It could help a student with their homework by explaining complex math problems in a simple way, or help a doctor by quickly summarizing a patient's medical history. An architect could use generative AI to quickly mock up dozens of different building designs, helping them find the perfect one. Next, let's look at technology that's getting up close and personal. I'm talking about wearable and implantable tech. You are probably already familiar with wearables. Think about your smartwatch or fitness tracker. But in 2025, we're seeing these devices become much more sophisticated. We have smart rings that are less clunky than watches, but just as powerful. The next step in this evolution is even more amazing implantable technology. Now, this might sound a little scary, but think about it. We've had things like pacemakers for decades, which are life-saving implants. For example, a tiny sensor could constantly track blood sugar levels for a person with diabetes and send alerts to their phone. One of the most mind-blowing areas of development is the brain-computer interface, or BCI. These are devices that create a direct communication pathway between the brain and a computer. Companies are working on implants that could help people who are paralyzed to control robotic limbs or even type on a computer just by thinking. Our planet is facing a big challenge: climate change. But don't despair, because science is on the case. This brings us to our third major trend: green tech. This isn't just one single invention, it's a whole collection of technologies designed to help us live more sustainably and protect our environment. One of the most visible examples of green tech is the electric vehicle, or EV. You see more and more of them on the roads every day. These cars don't burn gasoline in an internal combustion engine. Instead, they use electricity stored in powerful batteries to turn the wheels. This means they don't produce tailpipe emissions, which helps to reduce air pollution in our cities and cut down on the greenhouse gases that cause climate change. At the same time, solar panels are becoming more efficient and affordable. People are putting them on their roofs to generate their own clean electricity from the sun, which is, after all, a giant fusion reactor in the sky. For example, AI algorithms can be used to make our power grid smarter. A smart grid can predict when and where electricity is needed most, reducing waste by routing power more efficiently. Now let's shrink down to the world of the very, very small to talk about something very, very big: the future of computing. The device you're using to read this runs on a computer chip, a tiny piece of silicon with billions of microscopic switches called transistors. That's why our fourth trend is so important: the development of new kinds of computer chips and the dawn of quantum computing. Instead of just trying to make transistors smaller, they are designing chiplets. Think of them like Lego bricks. One chip might be really good at graphics, another might be specialized for AI calculations, and another for general processing. By combining them, you can create a super chip that is more powerful and more energy efficient than a traditional single chip design. But the truly mind-bending development is quantum computing. Now, this is a big one, so stay with me. Your computer uses bits, which can be either a 0 or a 1. A quantum computer uses qubits. Thanks to the weird and wonderful rules of quantum mechanics, a qubit can be a 0, a 1, or both at the same time. They could help us discover new medicines by simulating molecules with perfect accuracy. They could optimize global logistics for shipping companies, saving enormous amounts of fuel. They could also break many of the encryption methods we use today to keep our data safe, which is why scientists are also working on new quantum-proof encryption. For our final trend, let's lift our gaze from the microscopic to the cosmic. We're talking about space technology. But now, we are in the middle of a new space race, driven by private companies that are making space more accessible and affordable than ever before. Companies are launching thousands of small satellites into low Earth orbit to create vast constellations that blanket the globe. What does this mean for us down here on Earth? It means that high-speed internet can now reach places it never could before. Think about rural communities, remote villages, or even ships in the middle of the ocean. For the first time, these places can have a reliable connection to the digital world. This can transform education, healthcare, and economic opportunities for millions of people. This boom in space activity is also a huge benefit for science. We're also launching more Earth observation satellites that can monitor our planet in incredible detail. These satellites can track deforestation, monitor the health of our oceans, measure ice melt at the poles, and help us predict natural disasters like hurricanes and wildfires. This new era of space exploration is not just about connecting our world or doing better science. We are talking seriously about building bases on the moon and even sending astronauts to Mars. Space technology is not just about what's out there. It's about what it brings out in us, our curiosity, our courage, and our desire to explore. Now, as a science educator, it's my job to be optimistic about the future. But it's also my job to be realistic. With generative AI, for example, there is a risk of misinformation. Because these systems are so good at creating realistic text and images, they could be used to spread false information or create convincing fakes. We need to develop ways to detect AI-generated content and teach people to think critically about what they see online. Another major concern is the impact of automation on jobs. As AI and robotics become more capable, they will be able to perform many tasks that are currently done by humans. While new technologies will also create new jobs, we need to think about how we can support people through this transition. It's not about stopping technology, but about making sure that its benefits are shared by everyone in society. With wearable and implantable technology, the biggest questions are about privacy and data security. Finally, we have to consider the ethical implications of all these trends. That's a conversation for all of us to have together to ensure we build a future that is not only technologically advanced, but also fair, just, and humane. So there you have it. We've taken a whirlwind tour of 5 of the most incredible technology trends shaping our world in 2025. Each of these trends is powerful on its own, but together, they are completely redefining the way we live, work, and connect with one another. Technology is no longer just a tool we use, it is becoming the very fabric of our society and our lives. We are at a pivotal moment in human history, where the pace of scientific discovery is accelerating like never before. The world of tomorrow is being built today. They are born from human curiosity, creativity, and a relentless desire to understand the world and make it a better place. So, I have a question for you. Of all the amazing trends we've talked about today, from AI to space tech, which one are you most excited about? Your curiosity is the engine of progress, so never stop asking questions. Thank you for joining me on this exploration of 2025's biggest tech trends. It's been a blast, looking at how science and technology are changing our world. Next time we get together, we're going to focus on a topic that is near and dear to my heart, and one that affects every single one of us: education. Imagine a classroom where every student has a personalized AI tutor that understands their unique learning style, their strengths, and their weaknesses. We'll look at how AI-powered simulations and virtual reality can create immersive learning experiences, allowing students to walk on the surface of Mars or explore the inside of a human cell. The intersection of AI and education is one of the most exciting frontiers in technology today. It has the power to unlock human potential on a scale we've never seen before. Join me next time as we investigate the future of the classroom and explore how science is helping us build the next generation of learners, thinkers, and innovators. Until then, stay curious.